Okay, how's everybody doing today? Good, good. My name is Greg Lameau, and this is dar256, which is Web Design 1. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the basics of the class and giving you information, sort of an overview of the class, and get you started on the book and the exercises that we're going to do for this class. The first thing I wanted to do is show you guys the books that are needed for this class and go over the syllabus with you. Now, everybody got a syllabus that I handed out? Okay, so let's take a look at that first. By the way, the syllabus is listed on the, there's a copy of the syllabus on the class website. And if you look at the first page of your syllabus, about halfway down, you'll see that the class website is located at pima.dreamco.com. And if you go to the syllabi link on that, you will see that. Let me turn on these little side screens here too, so you guys can get the 3D effect. It's not really 3D. There's just three of them, so kind of what I call 3D. Okay, maybe it should be 3TV. Okay, there we go. All right, so if you go to the class website, which is at pima.dreamco.com, you'll see all the stuff that I'm going to show you up here on the screen. And you can click on the syllabi link, and then you can come down here, and for this class, the syllabus is the last one. And you'll see it's exactly the same thing as what you have in your hands, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through this real quick. I'll try and skip over the boring parts, and or just go very quickly through them. And then we'll talk about the book and the assignment I'm going to give you guys. So at the top of the syllabus on the first page, it talks about my office hours. And what I have is an electronic office hour from 9:30 to 10:30 on Tuesdays, and that's when you can email me, and I should get back to you right away. Now, just so you know, email is the best way to get a hold of me. If you ever send me an email, I'm online like 23 out of 24 hours a day. So, you know, if you write me, I'll get back to you sometimes amazingly fast. But if you call me, you're going to get voicemail, and then I'll see. You'll probably hear back from me next year. So if that works for you, that's great. Hi. Here's the syllabus and acknowledgements, wherever you like. Okay. Now, my office is located just sort of kitty corner to this room. It's about 20 feet this way and turn left. It's in something called CG16. That's my office. And I have open office hours if you guys have any concerns or problems, or you just want to talk to me about the class, or you need some help with the assignments. I'm available there. My office hours are 10:30 to 2:30 on Tuesdays, but I already have one student that I'm doing an independent study with who is eating up 10:30 to 11 o'clock on Tuesdays. So that means, or 10:30 or 11, yeah. So that means I have 11 to 2:30 available for anybody else who wants to come in. Now, the office hours are walk-in hours, which means you can just come over there, walk into my office, and talk to me, unless I'm with someone already. Then you kind of have to wait. So one of the things that I did was I made a function here on the website that will allow you to come see me and get precedence over other people, and that's really what we all want, right? We want to be first. Damn it, we're more important. Okay, so. And this is a good example to you guys about web design, right? Like, for example, this website, the class website we're looking at, does anybody know what software was used to create it? Silence.
WordPress?
Who said WordPress?
I did.
Good job. Yes. This website was created with WordPress. Why do you know that?
Because you teach it. I'm assuming.
No fair. You cheated. Right. Okay. He's right. WordPress is how I made this website. Now, WordPress is a really great thing to learn, and actually we're going to learn that. And it's great because it has all of these different components which are called plugins. And plugins are little software packages that you add to WordPress that expand its capability, right? Now, you guys have all used e-commerce sites, right? Like Amazon.com. Well, an e-commerce site is basically a website where you can add products and then add a shopping cart, and somebody can take their products and put them in the shopping cart and then check out and purchase it, right? So what I did was I added an e-commerce cart onto our class website, a plugin, but what the product is me. Yay! Oh, I'm sorry, I'd like to return this. No, I'm sorry, no refunds. Okay, so what it is you can book a meeting with me, and that way there's no waiting, right? So the way you do it, there's the product, you click read more, and it's down here is the product description when you can book with me, and then here's a little calendar and say you wanted to meet with me on September 2nd, you click that, and then down here it shows you all the available times, right? And so you just click on a time slot and you check the availability and you send me an email, and if that time slot's available, I'll confirm with you, and then you are the student who gets to talk to me at that time, okay? So feel free to use this at any time. You do have to, it's a shopping cart that means you're going to have to check out and stuff like that, but it's a good experience using one of these things, and of course the end product is that you get priority in the meeting. Okay? So feel free to use that. Let's see, my email address is on here, and the website link is on there. Okay, going underneath that are a bunch of different dates for drop ads, withdrawals, and everything. Pay attention to those if you think you might need to get out of the class. Some deadlines there. At the bottom, we have a brief description and overview of what we're going to learn in the class. Basically, we're going to learn web design in a nutshell. But web design is composed of a lot of different interlocking technologies, so we're going to talk about what those are. If you go to the next page, page 2, which is on the back of page 1, I'll go back to this syllabi that we have online here. You'll see that there's a more detailed breakout here of all of the things that we're talking about in the class. So basically, you can sort of break it down into 3 things. Web design is mainly about 3 technologies that interact. Does anybody know what those are?
CSS, HTML.
That's 2 or 3.
Java is on there, right?
What's it? What?
He said Java.
JavaScript. Right. Exactly. So those 3 elements are what are used to make up a lot of websites, right? And those are the 3 things we're going to focus on, as well as learning software that we can use to create web pages like Dreamweaver and WordPress. Okay. Down here at the bottom of this second page, it tells you the books that are needed for the class, and these are the 2 books. One is a Dreamweaver book and one is a WordPress book, right? So these are the 2 significant pieces of software we're going to look at this semester. This book right here, the one that you'll get, will have a big orange oval over here, which will say updated, 2014 version or something like that, right? This is the old book. They just came out with a new one. The bookstore does have it. It's available online at Amazon and stuff. So we're going to start out learning Dreamweaver, which is this book here, and then we're going to progress to WordPress. And why would we do it in that order? Is it because this book is thinner than this one?
No.
Is it because this cover is more active and exciting?
Because the cover is more the code.
It's because the cover has more code. I know. Why would we want to learn Dreamweaver before WordPress?
Because the class is called Dreamweaver.
Because the class is called Dreamweaver? Okay.
Well, that's Dreamweaver more basic building, because I had the Dreamweaver class.
That is correct. Because Dreamweaver teaches you how to build a basic, what's called a static website. Does anybody know what a static website is?
Nope.
Does anybody want to venture a guess? What is static? I can only think of static cling. Like a website that sticks like a sock to your...
It doesn't change.
It's what? It doesn't change, right? So a website that you build that just has... It used to be called a cobweb, something that never changed on the internet, right? A website that you build that just has static information like pictures and text, and boom, you put it up on the web, and there it is, right? Now you can update it, you can change the information and stuff, but it just sits there. If somebody goes to that web page and they click on something, it doesn't do anything. There's no animation. There's no dynamic information pulled in from a database, right? It's what's called a static web page, right? Now, WordPress is a more sophisticated system for making websites, and if that is a static website that never changes, what is this?
Dynamic.
It's a dynamic website that does change, right? A dynamic website would be a website where you go to one of the pages and it says, you know, would you like to see a catalog of our products? And you click yes, and all of a sudden it formats a whole catalog for you. And then you say, would you like to, you know, you're like, oh, I want the kumquat smasher, and you're like, you know, I'd like to click on that, and then it pops up a pop-up screen with like, you know, description and all the little pictures and stuff. So that's what a dynamic website is, one that is going to a database, grabbing information, bringing it back, and presenting it to you, and changing as you make changes to it, right? So that's why we're learning these two pieces of software, because they're both sort of what you might call industry standard. Dreamweaver is what most people use to make static websites, and WordPress is what most people use to make dynamic websites. Now that you've heard the difference between those two, which one do you want to make? Dynamic website, right? It's just way cooler. It's got a cooler name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, question?
And the WordPress book, you said we have to go buy that, or how was that?
You can steal it if there's anybody in here that's not looking. This one right on the edge, you know?
Because when I looked up for the book requirements, I only saw this one. That's why. I didn't know that.
It's both, actually.
I'm getting an ebook too.
Yeah, you can get it in an ebook. You know, they have it here at the bookstore. The thing is, we're not going to jump into WordPress right away. We're going to start with Dreamweaver, so you have a little time, right? Amazon has good prices. You can get these in ebook versions, which are about half the price. I don't know if you like reading things on a little screen or whatever, but you can do that. Okay, so then let's go down to the next page of the syllabus, and we have the ADA compliance statement at the top of the next page. You can read that if that's relevant. Yes, sir. You need a syllabus. It's always good to have a syllabus when we're going over the syllabus. There you go. Okay, thank you. Class preparations and policies. I'll let you read that on your own. That's all just generic stuff. Class attendance. What I always tell people is please email me if you're going to miss class for any reason. If you have a good reason, you'll get what's called an excused absence, and there's no issues with that at all. And you can miss class. I know people have lives. I try to discourage people from having lives so that they can come to this class, but they do it anyway. So if you do have a life and you need to miss class, that's fine. Just let me know. If you miss like 3 classes without letting me know, then that can actually affect your grade. At the bottom, there's a student code of conduct that's available online for you to look at. It's basically just don't lie, cheat, or steal, and you'll be fine. But please take a look at it at your convenience. On the next page, we have a breakdown of the assignments you're going to be given in this class and the associated points. Basically, the way I like to do these classes is I give you 3 projects. 2 projects occur throughout the semester, and then there's one final project, which is due the last day of class. And what they are, they're all websites, and they all build upon each other. The first one is like a static website, and then a dynamic website, and then a more sophisticated dynamic website, right? And you can see by the point spread here that the first 2 projects equal half of your grade for the class, and the final project is the other half of your grade for your class. Now, I know you guys really desperately want me to give quizzes and tests, surprise pop quizzes, double tests, but I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's just 3 projects, okay? So if you get the books, you'll be reading chapters and doing lessons. We'll be talking about web design this whole time, and you'll be given project assignments. You do those, turn them in, and before you know it, it'll be Christmas, and you'll all be buying me lovely gifts. Or if you like to gift the gifts now, that would be good. Or gift cards and money, cash, I'll take. Okay, at the bottom, we have a bunch of different letters for withdrawal policies and incomplete policies and all that good stuff. Look at that if it's relevant to you. And then we have the final page of the syllabus, which is the class schedule. And you'll see that what it does is it goes through all the weeks of the year and tells you what book you're reading. Like you're reading the Dreamweaver book here. We start the WordPress book in week 6, which is the end of September. It says Chapter 1 WP. In that middle column here, you can see or it says Chapter 1 WP Landscape. That's the WordPress book. Before that, we're reading 5 chapters in the Dreamweaver book. And what happens is you read the book, you do the exercises in there, and then we'll talk about them in class, and talk about any questions or anything you have. Now, if I'm going to give you an assignment, it says over here in this left-hand column what week I'm going to assign it, and over in the right-hand column it tells you when it's due, and you could see like that when a project's due, we're going to all look at it and critique it. So we're going to look at the websites you make and give feedback on them, but constructive criticism, not destructive. So you can see that this first project, Project 1, is broken up into 2 parts. One is simpler and the second is a little more complex. And then we simply have Project 2 and Project 3. And like I said, they're all websites. So, we'll learn how to make a basic website and just go from there. So that's the sort of quick drive-by overview of the syllabus. Hopefully that wasn't too painful. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yes?
The Dreamweaver book, if we had the
The old one won't work because this is Dreamweaver CC. We've recently upgraded all the computers at Pima to have the latest version of Adobe software, which is CC.
Okay.
Now, if you happen to have Dreamweaver CS6 or even an earlier version at home, you can still do the assignments. But if you're reading the book and it says go to the drop-down menu that says this and it's not there, it's because it's a newer book, right? And CC looks a lot different than CS6. So I understand student software issues. It's like, I don't have the money to upgrade. I just have to use this, or I can't afford the Creative Cloud, which is $20 a month or whatever. If those are your issues, I totally relate to them. Do whatever you can. Talk to me if you have a problem. Best case scenario, you get CC, get the $20 a month student version. You get all the programs. If that doesn't